What is going on, everybody? Welcome back over the Octagon Podcast. Breaking news. This is a quick one in the car before work, Tuesday morning. But it is important. It is important because UFC 323 was announced yesterday by Dana White, December 6th. T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, main evented by Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan 2. Co-main event, which we knew Saturday after UFC Rio because one of his teammates leaked it, but Alesandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van for the flyweight title. There's a couple other interesting fights on this card. We're going to get into it. But why is this fight in particular, or this card in particular, I should say, really important? It is because of what Merab Dvalishvili is doing in the UFC right now. Merab Dvalishvili, who is currently on a 14-fight win streak, 2 wins away from tying Anderson Silva's UFC record of 16 consecutive wins, goes to defend his belt once again in the UFC, which would make it 4 title defenses in a single year, which would be a UFC record. We have seen some fighters do 3 title defenses in a single year. In recent memory, Alex Pereira, right? Alex Pereira, 3 title defenses in a year. That level of activity we thought was incredible. Merab is now taking it to a different level. Merab is right after a 5-round fight where he arguably lost a round or 2 against Corey Sandhagen, is making a quick turnaround again to fight in December to defend his belt for the 4th time in a year. He's beat Umar. He's beat O'Malley twice. He beat Corey. Now he's looking again to beat Petr Yan for the 2nd time. The first fight in which he shot 49 takedown attempts. Just absolutely incredible. His legacy, I believe when he's done, if he wins this fight specifically, I don't think he loses. I do think he wins this fight. He's beat Petr Yan before, and he is a prime example of a fighter that we've seen since becoming champion has obviously just gotten better and better and better. 49 takedown attempts in the first fight. I don't see it going much different. He's gotten so much better even. His striking is better. His relentlessness, everything about him. I think he shoots 60 takedowns in this if he needs to. Merab will win this fight. And when he gets 4 title defenses in a year, there will be no more discussion. He will be the greatest bantamweight in UFC history. He'll be on a 15-fight win streak. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that Merab will go down as one of the greatest of all time. Definitely the greatest bantamweight of all time. If he wins this, he already is. If he breaks Anderson Silva's 16 win streak record, he's in a conversation for the greatest of all time. Why do these lower weight classes get the disrespect? I don't understand. We saw it with Demetrius Johnson. We're seeing it again now with this card. I saw a comment yesterday on my video. They said, about UFC 323. Why? Because it's main evented by the bantamweight champion, co-main evented by the flyweight champion. Really? Because that's not my feelings on the matter. My feelings on the matter are main event Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan. Co-main event Alesandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Let's talk about that one because that one may be a little bit closer. Although, if you've watched any Over the Octagon in your life, you know how high we are on Pantoja, how much we love Pantoja, and how could you not, right? How could you not? Just an absolutely incredible champion. But Joshua Van does kind of pose some different challenges than I think Pantoja may be used to. However, Pantoja is another example of a fighter that really has just become better and better and better since becoming champion. But the level of competition he's faced in his title defenses, the Steve Ercegs, the Kai Azakura, I don't think has gained him the respect that he truly deserves. And I think this is a win that Pantoja is going to go out there and get. And when he beats Joshua Van, when he submits Joshua Van, let's throw that prediction out there. When he submits Joshua Van, there will be no more disrespect for Alessandro Pantoja. When Merab gets his 4th title defense in a year and is on the heels of breaking the UFC record for longest win streak, there will be no more disrespect from Merab Dvalishvili. UFC 323 was announced yesterday. There's some other fights that got announced. Payton Talbott, once a huge rising star prospect, still is, but did take a loss where he just got completely out-wrestled, out-grappled. And now, unranked, they're giving him a huge step up in competition and giving him a Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, Henry Cejudo. I know Henry's old. I know he's kind of aged out. But what I will say is, I really hope Payton Talbott's been focusing on that wrestling. Because what I do think is this is a prime example, this fight between Talbott and Cejudo, this is a prime example of too much too soon, right? There's levels to this game. We've seen it before. We've already seen Payton Talbott get out-wrestled. I can't see how that gets any better, and that was by a 40-year-old Brazilian. Now you're giving an Olympic gold medalist? I don't see this going well for Henry Cejudo. I really don't. Or for Payton Talbott, excuse me. I think it goes really well for Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo said he has one more fight left in him. And they offer him this. It's a big name. Payton Talbott's a big name, a rising prospect, but it's a very winnable fight for Henry Cejudo. It's a very winnable fight. I like Henry in this. I think it's too much too soon for Payton Talbott. Other fights that got announced. Back to the flyweight division. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. UFC 323, December 6th, T-Mobile Arena. This fight I really like. We're very high if you watched over the octagon. Shout out Nick Nasty. Looked his music up. But shout out Nick Nasty. If you watched over the octagon, you know we are incredibly high on Tatsuro Taira. Now, he took a bad loss against Brandon Royval. Right? He got outboxed. His striking got kind of exposed, so to speak, because we've all known his grappling is elite. The things that he's able to do with his grappling have been incredible in the UFC, but his striking, his stand-up game really got exposed against Brandon Royval. But he's come back with a win since. Now you're fighting a former champion, another guy with good boxing. But can Tatsuro Taira, has he made the improvements? That fight I'm very, very interested in. I don't have a pick for it just yet. I love Brandon Moreno. How do you not? How do you not love Brandon Moreno? What a great human being. But I do love the grappling of Tatsuro Taira. I think it is incredibly unique. It's skilled. The Japanese kind of take on jiu-jitsu. It's very unique. I really enjoy Tatsuro Taira. I don't have a pick on that fight just yet. But that alone, that fight is great. But so these are the fights that got announced yesterday for UFC 323, December 6th, T-Mobile Arena. You have Merab Dvalishvili, Petr Yan. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know who you're taking for that. Co-main event, Alesandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van. That fight may be the most difficult on the card. Maybe the closest fight on the card. I'm going to ride with Pantoja. I'm going to ride with the champion. I think that he's shown us every reason why he should be a favorite in this matchup. What a dog he is. You get Payton Talbott, Henry Cejudo. I don't know if the hype's going to live up to that one. Or I don't know if the fight is going to live up to the hype on that one. That will be interesting to me. And then, yeah, obviously Brandon Moreno, Tatsuro Taira. Jan Blachowicz, I believe, and Guskov also got announced. Jan Blachowicz, I mean, 40-something, Polish power. I don't understand. Still getting wins in the UFC. Give him another one. He's beating Guskov. Another fight that got announced, added to Madison Square Garden. Now, this is November, so we're going back a month. This is November. Michael Morales, rising prospect, undefeated in the welterweight division at 170. I believe number 8 ranked. Fights the number 2 ranked, or maybe number 1. Should be number 1. Contender in the welterweight division, Sean Brady. Now, I'm a Philly guy, so I don't think I need to say where I'm rocking here. I'm a Philly guy, you know this. But, yeah, Sean Brady, Michael Morales in November, Madison Square Garden. Yesterday was a big day for fight announcements, big day for UFC announcements. Man, the end of the year is looking great. So that card, UFC 323, closes out UFC's deal with ESPN. 2 title fights, making it absolutely stacked before they switch over to Paramount Plus in January. It is speculated that in January, to kick off the Paramount Plus deal, we will get Topuria Gaethje. More to come on that. Obviously, it's a little early for that announcement. Hopefully, we figure out what's going on with Topuria pretty soon. I feel like it has been a while since he's fought. I'm not a fan of, inactive champions, especially in an era in which we're watching Merab currently go for 4 title defenses in a single year. Just absolutely incredible. Either way, we had to get a quick video out. I wanted to talk about UFC 323 and how amazing some of these matchups and these fights are. If you're not already, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, like the video, go follow our social medias. Yeah, let's get it, baby. Good year. UFC over the octagon. Let's go.